If you're an Amazon seller that wants to launch a new product in 2022 and have it go straight to the top of the Amazon search results, then keep watching this video because I'm going to be talking with Ian Page, who recently launched a product and had massive success. He's going to be sharing with us the 3 strategies he implemented to get a product near the top of the search results for some very high search volume keyword phrases. So let's go ahead and jump into it. What's up, Ian? Thanks for jumping on this video with me, man.
Ian, it's good to be here, and it's nice to be in an Ian meeting.
I know, right? So many Ians going on right now. So
there's a lot of Ians.
What's up with Bullseye sellers? What do you do over there?
Well, we really started with a couple tricks like 4 or 5 years ago. We've turned those couple tricks into a full agency. So at this point, we are an agency that manages Amazon brands and some e-com brands off Amazon, like Magento, Shopify. And we manage everything from A to Z, so that basically the whole point is that the brand owner can focus on strategy long-term, hitting revenue targets, and not focus on every single product launch and not be mired into data, research. That's the kind of stuff we help with. And another area is product launches is kind of our big thing. So I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into the first strategy, Ian, with this newest product launch that you just did. I saw the results and it was just insane. So tell us, what is the first, biggest, coolest strategy that you guys implemented with this recent product launch?
Number one is actually going after large search volume. I think for a long time, people were scared to go after large search volume, right? They were nervous about it. They were scared to jump into the supplement space, scared to jump into beauty, toys, and areas where they're just worried about the competition.
Okay.
We've been proving that wrong because we actually jump right into the Shark Tank with all the search volume. We just make way better listings.
Okay.
That's the key. And we have really, really good products to back up those listings.
So when you say better listings, are you talking about the content, the photo assets, the video assets, stuff like that?
Exactly. And I'll go into the second part, which is the launch process. But the first part is really the assets.
Okay.
And, I know this is an area that you understand wholeheartedly, but it's so important that you have a better listing than all the top 10 competitors in that area. You really have to look at all the top guys and take a unbiased viewpoint and be like, is my listing better than theirs? And you really have to be honest with yourself, because if it is, you have a chance. If you don't, why bother?
Gotcha. No, that's cool to hear that, because that's a big thing that I preach as well. What me and my team do a lot is create a lot of photo and video assets. And I put a lot more emphasis on video because not many sellers are putting their attention on creating some really great video assets. So what is your thoughts on video assets? Do you guys do a lot of videos, or do you mostly focus on photos?
Mostly on photos, but if we can get video, we're like, it's like cherry on top. A video, right?
Okay.
It's that thing that could take it over the edge. But a lot of brands, especially in the supplements category, it's hard to constantly come up with good video content for something that's very subjective, like supplements, right? It's not the easiest thing to video. When you're selling a kid's scooter, or you're selling some lights for a bicycle, videos all day.
Yeah.
So that case, we always go for it. But we have a lot of launches where there's not a single video on the launch until probably 90 days in, and then we start actually adding all that content. But the key to a good listing is the data research. That is the key.
Okay.
You need to follow the trends, and you need to understand the exact search volumes and the exact keywords, and put those in your bullet points and put them in your title. Second, and then in addition to that is, of course, an incredibly glossy, poppy, modern, well-branded set of main images.
Okay. Dang, dude, we got to talk about doing some video stuff. So I've been getting creative with a lot of these video ideas. And so one of the newest things that we're doing now is we're creating FAQ style videos. We're creating a little 3-answer Q&A type of video and posting that as an answer in the customer questions and answers section. And we can insert some selling points, insert some more information. And these videos are getting a ton of views because they're right there on the Amazon listing in the Q&A section. And not many other sellers right now are doing this kind of strategy. So yeah, we're just seeing some great results with that. And then also we're doing videos specific for the video slider. And you don't necessarily have to be brand registered. Pretty much any seller can put an answer video on their listing, or even put a video in the video slider. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. I mean, and that kind of stuff takes it over the top. Again, a really, really, really good listing will sell on its own, but you pop a FAQ video in there or a customer uploads a video, even better. Now you're cooking with gas. And that's when you start getting those 50, 60, 65% conversion rates where the tacos is really good, your PPC looks great, and everything goes from there. So it's what I'm finding with a lot of successful launches versus unsuccessful launches is a extremely good product is being launched and a very smart and intelligently written listing is to go with it.
Awesome. Well, Ian, it's great to hear you validate, a lot of the strategies I've been pushing on YouTube and just talking to clients as well with video creation, photo creation, and just making that listing as best as possible before you start to invest serious money into Amazon PPC, off Amazon ads, and any other kind of off Amazon marketing strategies that you're doing. Just make that listing as best as possible. So Ian, thanks for that strategy number 1. Before we move on to strategy number 2 though, let me send it over to Ian. He's got a quick word from our sponsor. Hey, thanks Ian. Today's video sponsor is Evolve Media Agency. My name is Ian and I'm actually the owner of Evolve Media Agency. What we do is we work with Amazon sellers and we help them with getting photo and video assets created for their listing pages so that we can increase the conversion rate, increase the return on ad spend on their Amazon PPC, and overall separate them from a lot of their competition. We also help Amazon sellers get their Amazon customer data so that we can market to them off Amazon via email and SMS marketing. 2 of our most effective video services that we're offering right now is an FAQ type of video that can be posted as an answer in the customer Q&A section, and a review style video, which is basically me hopping on this type of white background, showing off the product, talking about the features and benefits, and also telling what I like about the product as well. So if you are wanting your Amazon listing page to convert better and have your Amazon PPC perform better and overall be able to own more customer data and be able to market to your Amazon customers off Amazon, then book a free consulting call with me by going to evolvemediaagency.com. All right, so now let me send you back over to Ian and Ian so they can continue telling about these strategies that Ian implemented to have a massive product launch. All right, thanks Ian. So let's send it back over to Ian Page here and he can hit us with strategy number 2 on what he did with this very successful product launch. And Ian, feel free to tell us some of the numbers as far as like how many units did you sell in that first day and what was the revenue, and if you're even comfortable with sharing like what was the net profit on those numbers.
Yeah, I think net is not something that I have with me, but I can give you some general idea of the sales, and you'll see that the net profit is huge because it was a viral launch, right, versus a PPC launch.
Okay.
So we talked about having a really good listing, doing the keyword research, making sure all your keywords are in there and they're well indexed and they're all applicable to your product offer. Okay. So from there, what we do is, and this is something that's just worked since Amazon platform has started. I don't know if it's ever not going to work, but that is search, find, buy rebates. And I have a big caveat with that for people because people are always asking me, what about the new terms of service? And I want to actually be honest and talk about this in this video.
Okay.
If you're going to be doing search, find, buy rebates, you're going to be violating Amazon's terms of service. It's very plain Jane. It's right in there. And I don't water it down for anybody. I'm like, yes. I never say maybe. It's always a hard yes. Okay. So my clients know that going in, and I go, look, you need to decide whether it's worth the risk for you to go on this strategy. If you don't think you need to use this strategy or you can just launch without it with PPC, great. Don't take the risk. Just don't do it. Yeah. If you want to take the risk, we'll help you do it safely as possible. That's my quick little rundown that I tell all my clients I want to launch products using this strategy. Okay. So let me go into detail. Yeah, go ahead.
So you used SFB rebates as a strategy. I mean, the first question I got to ask is, what is the safest way possible? Like, what did you do to keep it safe and off radar?
There's several ways. One, we don't go crazy. Everything's low and slow. That's what I like to say. Okay. Tons of keywords. I'm talking 10 to 15 keywords.
Okay, I like that.
Don't go hard on a single keyword. Back in the day, back in the day means like last year, right? It's always, Amazon changes so quickly. Know, right? Back in the days last year, we would use Google links. Everyone was doing the Google links and the 2-step URLs. And we would just do like 25 a day on a keyword. Just go.
Yeah, that's aggressive for sure.
Not doing that anymore. So like this launch in particular that went parabolic that you heard about, this was in the supplements category, which again, doesn't get more competitive. Mm-hmm. And we gave away exactly 330 units, which a year ago would be like a joke for a launch. Like there's supplements guys doing 5,000 giveaways back then. Okay.
Well, what time very modest was that 300?
It was done starting November. No, Starting, I take it back. Starting, that was a different launch. That was one before it. We started January like 4th, 5th, like right after New Year.
So about a month, was it roughly, of rebates?
30 days exactly.
Okay.
Like we were just doing a call the other day, like, okay, rebates are over. How are we doing? We just did like a kind of end of launch call. So we did 30 days of rebates on, I think we did about 11 keywords, a lot of keywords. And all the keywords were very specific to the root title, very specific to the product offering. We're not doing keywords like good for kids' tummies. You know, we're not doing that. We're doing very exact product description keywords with milligrams and exact quantities.
That's another strategy that I actually recommend to people is when you're running PPC or when you're doing, rebate strategy, target keywords that are literally in your product title so that it's like a no-brainer. It's like I searched this, boom, this came up with my exact search phrases. So let me at least check that listing out and give it a shot. So that's cool to see that and honestly, 11 isn't as much as I thought you'd be targeting. Like I'm all about diversification and spreading yourself a little bit more thin. And yeah, it means that you're not going to put as many sales through each keyword phrase, which may not even move the needle. But if you're saying that it is moving the needle and it is helping to even just push, 1 or 2 sales a day through a specific keyword phrase, then that's good to know.
Yeah. 11 because that's what we could find that was wholly applicable.
Okay.
If I can get to 20, I'll get to 20, but not a lot of listings can actually come up with more than 12 or 13 keywords that are at a decent sales volume. Like I'm not going to go after keywords with 300 searches. So we're talking from 150, 250K down to 5,000 search volume generally is what we like to do on those keyword choices.
So you're hitting 11, 10 to 15 different keywords, pushing sales through those. You are doing the rebate strategy for 30 days. Any other strategies and ways to play it safe within this rebate game?
Yeah. So other than obviously not using links, going low and slow, many, many keywords, our audience, we instruct them to go through multiple competitors before they purchase the product. So there's a whole search find buy process where they have to spend, I think it's like 1 minute per listing and go to 2 to 3 competitors before going to my client's listing.
Wow. And
because I control the whole ecosystem, I can control that with screen shares. We can actually make them submit proof.
That's what I was going to say. So how do you actually validate and verify that they actually followed the instructions?
That's how.
So you're screen recording them and making sure, and then if everything checks out, then you hit them with their actual rebate. Is that what you're doing?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Within 24 hours, they get paid their product rebate digitally. It's really fast. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're gonna reveal this or not, but is this your own group of rebaters, or are you using a platform to find these people? I'm
very transparent about everything. So you can ask me anything.
Okay.
We have like 5 groups that we built up ourselves.
Okay.
And we started with, we never ran any ads to the groups. It was all kind of multi-level marketing, which I know has a bad reputation, but it works because people tell people, and it turns into more of an organic buildup than just getting a bunch of potential people who are likely to click on those ads, right? So we don't do any PPC into the group. Once we built the group up, then we take the group kind of more off Facebook, and we get their contact information, and we have Telegram chats, and it's done through our own communication systems.
Okay.
And right now, and this is what's incredible, is this whole thing has been done without any software. So we're almost done building a whole software to facilitate everything. We've been doing this stuff with bubblegum and duct tape, and I gotta tell you, it works. It's kind of like sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we are refining some things. And the client dashboard is weeks away from being done, which is going to automate this whole process. But we have multiple groups at any given time that don't even know each other exist, total separate ecosystems. And we'll actually take every campaign we're doing and we'll spread it to those multiple groups.
Okay.
So each campaign is not going to be in one group. It's going to be 20 here, 20 there, 20 there, 20 there.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what you're doing, it's very safe, but it's also very time intensive, because it sounds like you're hand holding every single rebater, through the process. And then are you asking for reviews? Are you doing any kind of reviews or no?
No. So we don't ask for reviews. We prohibit everybody from reviewing because there's a different way that I figured out a different way to do it safely. And I'll go into that now. So we have a program called Quantum Launch, which is 3 parts. Part one is audience segmentation. So let me give you an example, right? You have little girls, right? So if we're going to give away a product like a tricycle for a 5-year-old girl, right? Wouldn't I rather have you get the tricycle and actually have a daughter that could ride the tricycle than give a rebate to some dude who's going to probably flip it on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we do audience segmentation. We can be like, good, Ian has a daughter, she's 5, and he qualifies now to be a participant in the rebate for the tricycles. Okay. Number 2, Ian is then added to the group of buyers, and those rebates will start for those people who qualify for that particular product.
I like that. And this is strategy number 3 that you're sharing, right? This is the next step to the process.
This is the big one, the third one, but go ahead.
Real quick, why I like that so much is because Amazon is smarter than we think. And if they see your buying history and they see all the products that you're buying a bunch of kids' toys, and then all of a sudden you buy this weird product out in left field, right? It may be a little red flaggy, but is that the reason why you're keeping it within line of their potential buying history?
A little bit of that, and a little bit of part 3 and what that's going to describe. Because when I get into part 3, you'll be like, okay, now I get it. It'll all come together. And that is, we create a pop-up Facebook group of those buyers, and we give the brand owner admin access to that Facebook group for 30 days. They get 30 days to interact with those people. Ian, what did you think of the tricycle? Did your daughter like it? She loved it. Here's a photo. Here's a video. Or, you know what? The tricycle fell apart. It was a piece of crap. Honesty, right?
Yeah.
You're a product tester.
So it's like
product testers have been used. Yeah. Focus groups have been used for as long as, businesses have been creating products.
Oh yeah.
And I actually come from a marketing background. So I was like, we need focus groups. We need to be able to comment on packaging. We need to be able to comment on the formulation and things like that before it's basically,
on Amazon,
getting 16 1-star reviews where the client's it's like, might as well learn early and then go reformulate instead of have a damaged listing you can never recover from. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's what that quantum group is for. And the R word, if the person feels like they want to take the risk, I'm putting it in the brand's responsibility to make that decision, not mine. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to get the rebate done, audience segment properly so I get the right people. And the third is to make sure that these people engage. Like, I'm going to make sure that, Ian responds and says, yeah, she freaking loved this tricycle. So I'm going to make sure you respond. And that's it. And after that, so this product that went parabolic that you heard about, it only had 9 reviews. Like, we're not a review mill. Like, we don't create these like situations where people are getting 5,000 reviews in like the first 60 days. We're not one of these. Like, that stuff is risky, crazy, and it's not the game I play. And I think with a good listing, you don't need a lot of reviews. You really don't. It had 9 reviews and it sold 450 units on Wednesday. Yeah.
So how did you push so many sales through on one day?
I didn't. I mean, we just created a really good listing, and it was indexing for all the right keywords. So we had 20 days in advance.
Okay.
You got to understand, we had keywords that were some of the hottest supplement keywords on the market, where the top sellers are making millions a month.
Okay.
So we're looking to compete with the big boys, right? That listing, that little baby listing, happened to get in the right place at the right time and is in the top 5. I can tell you right now, because I just looked this morning, it's the top 5 in that category. And in those big categories, that's real money.
So because you were able to push it to the top of the search results for these 11, ish keywords, it kind of culminated to like one day it being ranked so high that it just pushed a lot of sales through. And is it still maintaining a lot of sales, or did it kind of like, kind of slope down a little?
It sloped down, and I'm going to show you because I'm so proud of it, and I'm so proud of the launch it had. And I'll just read the numbers right now. So on Wednesday, it did $9,000, which is the day where everyone was like refreshing every 5 seconds. Like, what is happening? Thursday, it did a respectable $5,500.
Okay.
Right? I mean, crazy good, right? And right now it's totally leveling out at about $3,500 a day, which is, if it never had the 9,000 and it was doing $3,500 a day, I would have still been like, this is one of the best launches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, 3,500. What's that? 90K a month, roughly ish.
And it's got 10 reviews.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. So now that it's moving, the ball is rolling, it's got momentum. How do you then, push that up a bit, or even just like keep that steady?
And I'll let you share this with people after, so that they can see the numbers, so that they know we're not just, out of thin air.
Okay, cool.
I got to point out one thing. You really can't. It's kind of like a child that goes off to college. Like you have to trust the child to like not like, go crazy, party too much, and like do a good job with their studies. And you can't handhold them forever.
Yeah.
Okay. A listing, the most important part of a listing is until it's mature. And a listing generally matures in about 90 days. And what I mean by that is the algorithm generally figures out where it belongs. It's pretty well indexed. It's found its home in certain search results. It's figured out its conversion rates. This is all stuff that's matured over time. And Amazon's kind of decided, okay, you're a top 20 on this keyword, or you're a number 1 on this keyword. It takes about 90 days. Once that's done, you got to walk away. You have to. And you got to not be greedy. You got to not go crazy. You got to not do more rebates. You got to not put your hand back in the cookie jar. And you got to walk away and say, you did what you could, launch the next product.
So let me share my strategy there. Now that you've got something growing, here's my ideas, and you let me know if they're garbage or if they may work out. So what I would then start doing is creating a good amount of video content, right? Getting testimonial review style videos, people talking about their results from this supplement. Then I would obviously get the FAQ videos put in there and really fill out that customer Q&A section, right? Then I would do some off Amazon marketing. So first go-to is gonna be Google search ads. So I'd start bidding on those same or similar 11 keywords with Google search, just driving them directly to the Amazon listing page and making it very clear in the Google search copy, in the ad copy, buy on Amazon, something like that, right? I'd probably also split test that by driving traffic to a bridge page where it's like a full landing page with the review videos, with the testimonial videos, with all kinds of FAQ and just some great social proof on this landing page. And then that landing page has call to action buttons saying buy on Amazon, right? Because the bridge page is great for pixeling them, retargeting them, possibly email capture if we want to give them a promo code, right? So we split test driving directly to the listing page and then to a bridge page. Then I would also do some off Amazon marketing like TikTok type of video ads, trying to get, because TikTok is actually great for impulse buys and really a lot of shoppers on TikTok. So drive them over to those same 2 places, potentially straight to the listing page, to the bridge page. So using TikTok, actually, you know what, now that I say that, TikTok is like anti-supplements. They do not like supplement ads. So that may not work out so well, but potentially
let's just talk
out,
about most categories probably do well on TikTok, majority. Yeah.
Then the next thing I would test out is some cold email marketing strategies where we go ahead and buy an email list. We start hitting emails, driving to the same traffic places, Amazon, bridge page. Potentially, I mean, I'm so anti-Facebook ads, but potentially even testing around with Facebook and Instagram. But lastly, the strategy I would definitely implement is influencer marketing. Going and hiring micro-influencers, maybe set a small budget for bigger influencers and push out some organic content across some influencers, then grab the videos that they created, throw them onto the Amazon listing page on the video slider, product videos area, just try and put videos as much as I can on the listing. So basically, I would then take over with off Amazon marketing strategies to drive a bunch of traffic to the listing to just try to keep that rolling as well as build more credibility and trust for those potential shoppers.
All terrible ideas. Every one of them is terrible. Garbage.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to hear, because my expertise is getting it from a newborn baby to, it sounds like a toddler, and your expertise is taking it from a toddler to like a grown adult and getting all that content. And I would gladly pass that baton to you guys. Gladly.
Nice. Yeah. Cause honestly, the whole infant to toddler phase, it's very tough, especially when you consider like rebates are gone. And the whole like strategies that we were doing with rebates and like all the launch strategies, it's super risky now. So like if you found a way to do it safely and slow roll it and get it to work with all that hand holding and the groups and focus groups. I mean, this is honestly news to me with the whole focus groups and getting feedback off Amazon. Everybody's trying to get feedback on Amazon. Give me a review, right? But getting feedback off Amazon to then optimize your listing, optimize your product, your packaging. That's genius.
Yeah. I'm trying to take a little more ownership over the brand. Like I'm trying to get my clients to be like, look, you're selling on Amazon, but you still have a brand and a business. So you have to take a little bit more off of the Amazon's plate and take a little bit more ownership.
Yeah.
Especially in the early stages when the listing is so fragile. I've seen guys get one review where I actually had this happen recently. A product that we launched where we didn't do any giveaways because we don't always do giveaways. Okay. And one guy got he just was wrong with his review. He's like, I got the wrong thing, but when you look back, he got the right thing. And he just complained and complained and complained. We ended up finding out that he was wrong. Like, we sent him the right thing. And he was like, yeah, you're right, I'm wrong. I'm like, great. Would you put the review down? Would you take it down? He's like, nope. So in my opinion, that's an irresponsible reviewer. Okay. That's not cool to do that. That review was the first review everyone saw and killed the sales. Just dead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, a way to combat those negative reviews that are just blatantly wrong that I found is like, you get people to post positive reviews, right? And then in that top review section, you go and get more people to go click that helpful button and basically upvote the positive reviews, essentially downvoting that negative review. And the first page is all that really matters, right? So it's like, if those first 5 reviews showing in that top review section are good, you're probably going to be fine. But, you know, then we're talking a little bit of manipulation there, and it probably is against TOS doing stuff like that.
It is. And sometimes we have to do that too, man. But the point I'm trying to make is there's so many ways you can break TOS by just trying to protect your listing and defend yourself. Yeah. It's like, it's getting to the point where, you know, self-defense is against the rule, right?
Yeah.
That's the last thing we want. So that's the point of the focus group. That's the point of like having that initial period where you're able to take a little bit more control over the first process and get that listing off the ground, so that it has wings and one review doesn't kill it. That's the key. And then a guy like you taking over and just going bananas on video content and on like TikTok and on advertising and Google and all that sophisticated stuff. God knows we don't have time for that. There's no way I would ever have time for that or the skill. So I would love to take a listing like what we have here with this product selling 3,000 a day and go, Ian, what can you do with this? And you'd probably be like, tons, right? So
supplements.
That's cool.
Supplements are pretty much like Google search, and supplements is still pretty much fine, right? Like Google is totally fine with running supplement ads. And especially when you have a very niche supplement or it's like some kind of rare root only found in Nigeria or something, right? It's like, that's really perfect for Google search because that's people literally searching in that exact specific niche. And then boom, you link them over to Amazon. They got a Prime membership, and the sale just happens. So anyway, thank you so much, Ian, for jumping on this video, sharing these really powerful strategies. Hopefully you guys watching got some value from this, and definitely check out Ian over at Bullseye Sellers. What is it, bullseyesellers.com?
Correct. Easy to find me.
Cool. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.